Guten Tag. Wie geht's? Bonjour, bonjour, mes amis. It's me, Dieter. And Dieter likes to be. I'm not backtracking here on anything I do. I'm just Dieter likes to be cover things. So if he puts out a video said, lies my guitar luthier tells me, maybe he should also put out a video like this saying, truths my guitar luthier will tell me. Yeah. So part of the reason for this, I was actually quite shocked by how many luthiers looked at that video. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. So I don't mean to offend any of you people, because I really have a lot of admiration for what you do. So there are lots of very good luthiers out there. I think the luthiers I was more or less talking about are the ones that work for these big companies, not, I'm not near any level where some of these luthiers that make a few guitars, maybe, just a couple to, maybe a few dozen a year. You guys are guys, women, men, boys, girls are exceptionally talented. And the reason I don't talk about that stuff, and the reason I didn't expect any of you to look at this, is because, that's, this is the pole, this is the top, 1% of the 1%, and Dieter's maybe here somewhere. You guys are all up here, okay? There's lots of things I didn't expect. So in fairness to you, that's what this video is about, and I think some of my can I call you Dieterites if you've watched more than 2 of my videos? And this is the Dieterverse. This is only my experience. So in the Dieterverse, this is for you good and great luthiers out there. I noticed some of you say, I was talking mostly about steel string guitars, and the steel string guitar and the classical guitar are different things. But if you were, I always say I'm not biased, but personally for me, I love good guitars, electric guitars, bass guitars. But personally for me, I love the classical guitar the best. If I could only have one, it would be a classical guitar. That's just Dieter, okay? And most of my favorite players. I have favorite players in every category of guitar, but a lot of my favorite players are classical guitarists. I just love that stuff, and I really wish I could play it better. And it doesn't come easy for me. So you look and go, this guy can't play with shit. Yeah, okay, I can't play with shit, but that doesn't mean I can't appreciate people that are the shit and play the shit. I love you, guys and girls. Keep it up. We need you. Anyway, I mention the classical guitar sometimes in a lot of my things, because I think I'm trying to appeal to people like me who just love it. Maybe good, maybe okay, maybe not good, or starting out. Look, I can't afford to call up 12 really great luthiers and spend $200,000 and get a beautiful guitar from those ones that you make, okay? So, and I know you all have your little secrets in that, but I encourage you, any of you who watch this, to check out good luthiers, and good luthiers who not only make steel string guitar, because that's what, let's be honest, the majority of probably people who call themselves guitarists play that, and electrics. But check out some of these great classical guitar luthiers. Okay? Because remember, the classical guitar is the mother of all guitars, right? Yeah. And if you want to even go back further than that, you're looking at lutes and lyres. All right, so also, little note to trolls. I think you're funny. Someone was saying something about me playing with my beard. Well, it's never been this long, but really, you got nothing better to do than that. So this is just for you. And for those of you who want sex, sorry, I'm not Mimi Sounds, jiggly jiggly. Nothing against her, but no. I'm an old guy, and I'm old school, and see, not even this works. Fuck me. So I can't even. I thought I'd be all cool, and see, inferior quality matches. The Eddie, those ones with a nice Redbird on it, they're better. So can't even smoke for this video. I don't smoke anyway, but that's another story. I even had one guy criticize me once. Go, learn how to fucking smoke, dude. Okay, so that's why you watched my guitar video, to see how well I smoked. A non-smoker smokes, okay. So, shout out to my friends in Australia. This is another one of my fabulous Cooper hats. They're gorgeous hats. I know the Americans, they make Stetsons and stuff, but these Coopers are super well made. They use rabbit felt. Beautiful hats. I know that this for a fact, that they used to, the Prime Minister of Australia would give them as gifts to visiting Ed's estate. I know that Bill Clinton got one. Maybe they could send Dieter one for his collection. I'm not head of a state, but I'm ahead of my own state. So, interesting aside here. For those of you who, yeah, I'm talking about truths. Get back to the point, Dieter. Truths your luthier will tell you. I call it shellac. It's the excrement of the lac bug that it uses. They're found mostly in India to protect the eggs on the trees when they lay it. And then you dissolve it in alcohol. And you know, good luthiers, well, luthiers will rub that in, and it's called a French polish. And the reason I like this, and a luthier will tell you this, a French polish finish, because the alcohol will dissolve the shellac. It's a natural substance. You can always repair. You can always and easily repair a French finish, which is one of the reasons I like them. And all those guitars I scrape, some of them I put French polish. Okay, Dieter does it down and dirty. Sometimes I don't want to spend hours to do a proper French polish, so I'll put it on thin with a brush, and then I'll rub it down, and then I'll do that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. It's just enough to protect the guitar. It's good enough for me. I'm not trying to get it. If you do French polish properly, and you guys will, luthiers will back me up on this, you can get a beautiful mirror finish. It takes a long time. Right? Yeah. There are luthiers that you can find the videos out there. Show you how to do a French polish. Just look it up, French polish. That's what it is. One of my favorite snacks is chocolate coated, you know, dark chocolate coated almonds. You see that shiny coating? That's shellac. So if someone says, "Hey, Dieter, eat shit," all right, I'm obliging you there. Right? Delicious. I think I'll chase that down with some of my nice birthday cognac. All right, let's get to it. Truth my luthier will tell you is the construction of the guitar is the most important thing, and they'll have different luthiers will use different joints at the neck, and the way they, oh geez, I'm even forgetting. It's not the binding, but the curved lining, you know, where the top joints are back and sides and whatever. And you know, some luthiers will prefer, you know, dovetail joint, Spanish heel joint. That's the one I like. That's the one I learned how to do. So what I'm saying is, on any given thing, any good luthier worth his or her salt might tell you, you know, there's 3 ways to do this. There's 4 ways to do it. I do it this way. I prefer to do it this way because. And I'm not going to speak for them. They can speak for themselves. So there's lots of great luthiers out there. Check their videos. And you know, they're a very specific thing. They don't get the hits they deserve because people will go, you know, some of it you don't understand. So hopefully what I try and do Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is theatre, and I might say things that I don't really believe 100%, but if it gets the ball rolling in a certain direction, I think that's a good thing, you know. Part of it's entertainment, and part of it is I really am trying to give you more little snippets of knowledge that I've gained over the years. And some of you have asked about doing it. I'm going to show you how to properly scrape a guitar, because I do know how to do that. And I just got a disaster here. I'm going to clean it up, so the next couple of days you can look for that. And but in the meantime, if you want to see some of my guitars that I scraped, I got an old video. I laugh when I see it, because I always sounded like a real arrogant prick in that. It's on my channel. Just punch in guitar tone, and you'll see Dieter from 10 years ago, who's off his medication. But there's some stuff there you might find interesting. I'll show you, I think, how I make my shellac and stuff. Okay, I seem to be had a bear up my ass that day, so just take it with a grain of salt. So there are lots of truths Luthier will tell you, but I think they'll agree with me on some points. I know I go on about it. I say the best sounding guitar to me, steel string, would be a triple O. You know, 12 fret, and the best sounding guitars to me are classicals, non-cutaways. So leave it at that, and luthiers will tell you why. You might prefer a different sound. I don't care. I'm not saying, you know, I got lots of cutaways. I got steel string guitars. I got cutaways. I got electric guitars. I got classical guitars. But I've got 20 things. But I'll tell you this. This is honest. Dieter being totally 100% honest here. You came in and said, Dieter, we're taking you to an island somewhere between Australia and New Zealand, and you're going to be there for 10 years. What are you going to take? I'm going to take my Yamaha handmade classical. That's what I'd take. No, I wouldn't hesitate. Wouldn't take me half a second to decide that. I think that's the nicest guitar I have, best built guitar I have. And I bought it 20... and I love all my guitars, so there you go. Yeah. So I'm not going to tell you about the truths, Luthier will say to you, because they know. But you know, they can talk to you. You can go to them and their channels and see all this stuff about it. And if they're good, they'll tell you why they do it that way, and probably have a very valid reason for that. I will talk a little bit more about the top, because I said, you know, it has to be straight grain. Like, and some of you have said, well, this, you know, Addy tops aren't so straight grained, or they're wider apart. Yeah, they are, because the Addies don't grow really high up near the tree line. I say the Canadian ones are better, because our trees grow high and grow slow, which is generally true. So I don't mind being corrected, or if you point something out that I've missed. And I know in Australia they have some very nice guitars, and I've heard, I forget offhand, they have a pine or a spruce tree down there that's got quite wide grains and a little bit wavy, and they sound good too. So you know, that's what to look for. So don't look for any truths from me, because like I say, I do know something about luthiery, but I don't consider myself a luthier. So true as your luthier will tell you, all I do sometimes is I put these things out and I say, okay. I've heard some luthiers say they swear by this, or, well, you know, I don't swear by anything. All right, cheers. Hope that helps. Have a good day. Ciao.